So here's my couple tips for today. I want you guys to be encouraged that growth over time compounds. So, if you get 1% better a day, you get 30% better over the course of a month. And, the reason why we've literally doubled this agency, give us another 6 months, it'll be within a 24 to 30 month span, we would have successfully doubled our agency from what we have done 3 years prior. So it took 9 years to get there, 10 years to get there, and within a 3-year period, double. And so the game plan for us is to at least double every 3.5 years. That would take us right around 20% growth a year. We smashed that last year. This year we're at 36% growth for the first quarter, so we're damn near double what we needed and projected to continue on the path of doubling every 3 years or so. We don't plan on slowing down anytime soon. I think it's the first time I ever met with my staff after an MGA meeting and gave them exactly what I give you guys. That type of strap it up, get ready as a staff, get ready to step it up. Because I know it's going to take everybody. It's going to take the whole damn staff. It's going to take the brand new people in training class. And I could pretty much promise to you we're getting ready to double down over the next few years again. But I want to encourage you about growth compounding. I think, it's like planting a seed. When you plant a seed, the first week, the second week, you won't be able to see nothing growing. So it's times that you're out here putting the work in. It's like going to the gym. If you've been out of shape, you commit for 3 weeks, you might not see all the changes for the work that you put in. You might have done cardio 6 days a week. You might have ate clean for 21 days straight. You might have drank 21 gallons of water and not show any benefit. And what happens is people don't see the seed growing, so they get discouraged and they quit. And the real key is in consistency. The real key is in planting that seed and watering it every day, and then watching where you're at a year from today, 2 years from today. You'll be discouraged if you only look at where you're at this month versus the output that you're putting out. Everywhere in life, you do the work first. You do the work first, then you have the baby. You do the work first. Yeah, I knew some of you guys would get that. You do the work first, then you get in the shape that you want. I talked to a former athlete, a college football player this weekend. I was saying, my first year of college football, I got redshirted. And 3 games into the season, I wasn't a starter. And it was the 3rd game of the season, my redshirt freshman year, I was a starter. But I worked harder as a redshirt than I even did as a starter, and I worked hard as a starter. But there's times you gotta put in work up front or you'll never even see the field. If you're waiting to say, I'll work hard when I'm a captain, you'll never be a captain. If you're waiting to say, I'll work hard when I'm a starter, you'll never be a starter. If you're waiting to say, I'll work hard or I'll be loyal when I'm married, you'll never get married. You have to put the work in up front. Trust the process of greatness. That's the only way you get to have it coming back to you. And so don't look for, it's always gonna be this investment. If you put a small investment in, you can't expect a big return. It's always this big upfront investment in order to get a big return. And so there's people here that you'll see them getting 30,000 in a week, 40,000 in a week. And let's be honest, you look at the guys making 30,000 in a week, 40,000 in a week, 20,000 in a week. All of those guys could have went to the pool and sat there for a week and smoked cigars and not do much, take phone calls, shoot a couple emails out, and they would have combined for $100,000 between 3 people. But what you don't see is what they put in the first 4 years, the first 5 years, the first 6 years, when most of their peers would get discouraged that they're putting in a lot of work, but they're only making $1,000. Or they put in a lot of work and only make $1,500. It's called investment, and it's called compounding interest. This works with money, and this works with your time. And so what happens is you'll get to a certain point in this business and with your money to where all of a sudden, if you got $1 million, You don't have to do shit. Every 7 years, your money will double if you get 10% interest. So in 7 years, we go to 2 million. 14 years, we go to 4 million. 28 years, we go to 8 million. That's the same million, you never moved. But to get that million, you put in way more work than the 8 million or the 7 million that you gained sitting on your ass from compounding interest. And so what happens is the leaders back here, the old ones, the OGs, congratulations. The new ones, get encouraged by the process. Get encouraged that you're building something that's going to last and compound in the form of residual income and compounding interest from people doing work out there that you can lead from you starting the train. And so here's a quote that I pulled. The cost of bad habits is in the future. And the cost of good habits is right now. And so what that means is if you have good habits, you got to sacrifice up right now. Like it ain't as fun. I got up at 5:30 this morning. I had to get prepared. I had so many things happen before 9 o'clock this morning. I don't have the opportunity to wake up at 7 o'clock if I want to get things done. And so that's called good habits. So the cost of good habits is sacrificing right now. You'll feel that up front. But the cost of bad habits is it costs you down the road. And that's more dangerous. Because sometimes you get there and it's too late. You already blew 20 years. You already blew 40 years. You already blew 10 years. Some of the best. And so get your head in the mind frame of investing, not spending. Being a producer, not just a consumer. Consumers think about right now. Producers and investors think about 10 years from today. Which one are you? Broke-minded people think about today. Broke people think about what's best for them right now. What do they feel like doing right now? Wealthy people think about how does my actions today affect 5 years from today and 10 years from today?